Let's try and bring you this story now. Gauteng Health MEC Postbank is introducing a new method to claim social grants without a card. This means beneficiaries whose cards have expired or haven't been collected can still receive their money, and they can do so for free at retailers like ShopRite and Pick n Pay. Now, the bank says the new method will help reduce queues at post offices. Let's bring in Bongani Diako from Postbank, who joins us via Zoom. Bongani, these are good news for those beneficiaries. Please tell us why.
Good afternoon, William, and good afternoon to the eNCA viewers at home. William, it's good news from a point of view of what has been happening recently. Postbank had been in the process of replacing SAS cards. We started the process in March, which was successful. When we went into the April cycle, we hit snags on the ground where beneficiaries going to the post office who were our channel were having challenges getting the cards. So significantly, this new method means that the beneficiaries would be able to transact even when their cards had expired.
Let's talk about the process, because we know that with collecting your SAS grant, there's a lot of admin involved. What would be required for the beneficiary to bring along with them or to have at hand?
So this is the very nudge part of the whole exercise, which is exciting. The process is safe, easy to use. It removes the reliance on plastic to do the transaction in the first place. So the beneficiary has to go to any of the participating retailers with only their ID and a cell phone. They must, of course, remember the PIN of their card, and when they get at the floor, there will be human interaction with the tellers who will assist them with the transaction. First, they'll punch in the ID and the cell phone number, and a USSD message will be generated on the cell phone, asking them to validate the transaction, the amount that they require as well, and they will do the authentication with the PIN that they have always been using via ATMs. So the benefit of that is that in the event the beneficiary gets a challenge performing the transaction, the human element of the teller on the floor helps to assist them with the process. Now, because it's a new method, we will be going on the ground as Postbank. We've deployed several of our employees to be stationed in major areas where we're paying grants just to assist the beneficiaries.
Bongani, we know that there have been in the past elaborate scams surrounding SAS grants. The beneficiaries who are meant to receive them aren't receiving them, and the money is collected by someone else, i.e. a scammer. What security measures do you have in place for this system that you're introducing to guard against that?
Well, the system, William, interestingly, one can say it's as secured as using a card, because it uses a three-layer method of security to authenticate the transaction, which involves the ID and the bank PIN. Obviously, I mean, with fraudsters, they get to use various methods of social engineering to try to gain a buck for themselves. We're looking out for that. You can never be 100% foolproof, but where it is, we can assure the public that we've done all the 360-degree around the system for its safetiness, and it's much more safer than an illiterate person, for an example, approaching an ATM on their own and being helped by a total stranger. So we will watch how it performs in terms of the risky part, the fraud element, and close the gaps where we pick up some. But where it is with the testing that we have done, the human simulation that we have done as well, we are comfortable of the safety of the system, and it's not a new thing. I mean, the movement of money between devices, it's a common thing in the industry with your e-wallets, and the safety mechanisms that are in the system are the same as those ones.
Of course, some people use the Cash app or the Cash Send. For the elderly who have to collect their grants, Bongani, what sort of, is this user-friendly?
It's user-friendly, William, but we're not imposing it on the elderly. We've got a pocket of elderly people that had always been comfortable going to places where they can use biometric verification, be it the post office branches or the cash pay points where we physically go with a cash van and a team that helps people collect the money. We haven't dispensed with that option. It's still available for the elderly. There is a pocket of elderly that are really savvy using cell phones, WhatsApp, are really savvy using the ATM, and I'm comfortable they will enjoy this new method of transacting.
That's right, Bongani. My grandmother is one of those people. Bongani Diako speaks for Post Bank. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Let's move on to this story now.